So it turns out I was sick yesterday because I'm very sick today. But taking Nina to school right now. Where is she? There she is. And today is Cal's parents as partners thing where the parents go in, but I think that your mom, Linda, not my mom, is gonna go in by herself. Mom is gonna take Cal to school because I'm sick. They're saying bye to the sanitation.
Baby. Cal?
I think I'm recording. I decided to use the back side of the camera since that does a better video. I feel bad. But I have to get better enough to go visit Grandpa because he has an important interview today that I have to help him with. I still have to work on the Kirby though. So since the interview is not until 1 p.m., I don't have to leave here until 10:45 or so because Grandma wants to go too. So that means I have to pick her up. That means I also have to make sure that she's ready, which takes a while. But in the meantime, I'm gonna work on this Kirby changes that I talked about yesterday. It's basically pulling his eyes out a little bit, or his eye sockets out a little bit, so that I can fill it with eyes easierly, in a better way. Here I'm just gonna do a time lapse of me trying to fix the Kirby eyes because I was so sick that I couldn't even think straight. It took me so long to do something so simple. I couldn't remember how to extrude by the normals. I couldn't remember how to then fill in that extrusion to follow the curve. It was a mess. But eventually I got it done and I brought it into the slicer, sliced it, and then set it to print. Before it starts to print, I need to put in the correct super pink filament that I have, because right now it's set to red gold and it's not here. I have to go get it on the first floor. She spent so much time there. Hi, kitty. Hi, Seven. Normally, all of this stuff is downstairs in my tiny little office, but it's super cold, or it has been this week. It's not so cold today. And so I have them up here to be warm. It is better for the prints, it's easier for it to print. And I also have them on the floor, not because I don't have space, but because my most stable table is downstairs, my most stable table. And so up here, I don't have a stable table, so I have both of the printers on the ground because that way when they print and vibrate, it doesn't move as much. So the bamboo printer spits out a lot of filament, like even when you don't want it to, because it tries to clean itself, so it has a lot of printer poops. The Prusa doesn't do that. I mean, it does it a little bit when you switch out filaments, but very little. The bamboo does it every time it starts a new print. I almost kicked all over my coffee cup. In the springtime and the fall time is my favorite time to work on stuff because everything is in one room. So I stick this in here once it resets. Stick this in here and pick Kirby heart. Oh, gotta upgrade. And that's gonna get started soon. And in the meantime, it spits it out and it's a lot. It's gonna start calibrating itself and then printing. So, funny story. This attachment is not the same as this attachment. I mean, obviously they look very different, but they were apart. And I picked the wrong one. So instead of a beard trim, I got more of a beard shave. So I'm beardless now. You guys don't like it when I look like this. I forget what Nina calls me, but she calls me something like, I don't know, I don't remember. But neither of you like this. And there's the bamboo printing, the Kirby. And here's the Pusa printing the heart. So I'm gonna start working on these little feet. So I have to get all of the ridges off. They have ridges. I don't know if you could see them in the camera. They're ridges. So I scrape them off and then I sand a little bit and then I buff them. That's because as I'm sanding it or scraping it, it kind of gets white. But once you buff it and then enamel it, it goes back to its regular color. It's quite smooth. No ridges, and then this one has all of the ridges. And once I buff this one, it'll look like that. So the heart finished. And it's all has lines all over it. Which isn't, I mean, it doesn't look awful, but if I were purchasing this, I would want it to be nice and smooth and not look like a 3D print. So and these are the supports removing. They want to remove. It's the hardest supports ever. So I'm going to scrape this and get rid of all of the little lines. So the PTA didn't distribute the plants yet or yesterday, and it's Friday, so Mom and I don't know if I got it. Mom and I are gonna go do it now. It turns out that we went over there to do something else, not to deliver the plants, so maybe the PTA will do that. Now that I'm back, this guy finished printing. It looks pretty good overall.
Is there a problem with the printing?
No, just the supports are harder to take off than normal. Yeah, pretty good. Still have to sand it and scrape it and all that. She's there again. Bye, Seven. Bye. I'm glad that I did a lot of the Kirby stuff on the computer this morning, because the rest of today I think is going to be just getting my mom ready to go, taking her to lunch, and then going to my dad's interview, which is to get him like an at-home 24-hour nurse, because that's what he needs now. So we're at McDonald's now. I'm with Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Say hi. After this, we're gonna go see Grandpa. Not my grandpa, your grandpa. So the interview was about an hour and a half long, I think, maybe 2 hours. But he was approved for all the help, so hopefully that'll be happening soon. But I have another interview to go through for him on Monday. I'm getting home right after Nina got home, and Mommy went to pick up Cal. Let's go see what Nina's doing.
Hi.
Back to sanding. Heart's nice and smooth now. That fits up there. I started doing the hand, the arm, I guess you would call it. It's a gloomy day. And the feet are done, but I have to do the Kirby. Okay, it is time for the kids to do their homework. I don't know why they're not doing their homework, but they're not. Here, look at Cal. That's his face of I don't want to do homework. Look at his sad face. And now let's see Nina's sad face of doing her homework.
I forgot what the homework was.
Here. Start recording here. Okay, so I have the little tiny face, practice face, and then in the computer I selected these faces in here. These guys unfortunately is deselected, but I selected all of these and I made them into a UV map, which basically lets me see the shape that's in. And then inside the 3D program I used a measuring tool and I got 14.9 millimeters, which is close to what this is. But when I measure it in real life with these calipers, I stick them in the hole, it says 14.49. 49. So I'm gonna go with this measurement because the plastic, when it's being printed, it expands and contracts depending on the weight. Nina's recording, by the way, in case you're wondering why there's so much movement. Anyways, I brought that into Inkscape, and here I can tell it to be a certain size. I put 14.9 because that's what the digital measurement said, but this one says 14.14, so I'm gonna go with something in the middle. I'm just gonna put 14.5. And from there, I'm just going to design the eyes in here. I'm gonna stick that in here and shrink it. And printers can't print this blue. It's too blue, so I have to lighten it up a bit.
Did you not know I was recording that close?
That's okay. White. And put it in here. And then we want the other eye to look the same, so I'm going to move this up to the top. Grab these 2, 3. Control Command G to make it into a group. Command D to duplicate it and bring it over. I held down Control to make it snap, and I'll bring that down. So I'm gonna print 3 of these and cut these and maybe separate them out a little bit so it's easier for me to cut. Whoa, about there. All right. So right before I hit print, I decided to make a different version over here. The little blue part is thicker on that one than this one because I figured this one might be too thin, and I think it is. But I gotta cut these out now and then stick them in these. It looks like it's gonna fit. Stick it in there. Wow. This is going to be very difficult to do through the camera. Probably would be a lot easier if this paper wasn't so long. Let's get the second one done. Got 2 done. It's gonna go there. All right. So my hope is that I put some clear acrylic resin on this and they'll stick and look like shiny little eyeballs. The little decals and UV ink thing didn't go as well as I would have hoped, but it's curing right now in the 2-minute cure thing, and let's see what it looks like after. It's the longest 2 minutes. I feel like I've been waiting forever. Didn't work as planned. I think I was definitely overconfident. A little bit of spillage here. But if I treat this the same as everything else, as in I scrape it up, it'll keep Kirby looking smooth and the eyes looking shiny. Just have to try harder on the next one to get them deeper inside without having to print it again. Well, that was a disaster, so I just took it off. I'm gonna take this one off too and see if I can dig out some of this plastic and then try again. And if that doesn't work, I'll have to do it in 3D and reprint, which is not what I wanted to do. I should have printed this guy first, but I was overconfident. Well, that was a total fail. I think I have to deepen those eyes and actually make it flat in the back, so that the paper could sit in there flat. So I'm gonna go do that, but then I think that I'm just gonna edit this video and put it up because it's probably very long, and also I'm tired of trying things and failing. And also I need a break.